So on Saturday, I met this girl, and I'm just trying to find some decent women to talk to, um, and just kind of get to know them, establish friendships and bonds and shit like that. To me, it seems a lot. It seems just so ridiculously hard to find females that are in my caliber that I can truly vibe with. I knew I had a hard time finding females to date, but just simply being friends it seems like just a hard task itself. I'm dealing with females who are judging me on my blackness, and then you have females who are just worst case scenario, are hood rats. I don't deal with them, but I usually try to deal with females from school, but they have their head up their ass, and so they're just worrying about the party life and just having fun, and nothing wrong with having fun, but it's sometimes it's just too much nigga shit that just creates a complete turn off. Um, but back to this girl I'm talking about. Um, I was talking to her and I asked her, why is she single? And she was like, well, my boyfriend went to jail. He got arrested and he went to jail. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, this you can't do anything with her. You can't even take her on casual dates. I ain't even trying to deal with that shit. I was just like, oh, okay. These another one of them thug loving chicks, and that who just happen to be damsels in distress. They just happen to be, into those type of guys. They just happen. And I'm like, that's not even like a formal breakup. I mean, like, damn, like, I'm not going to date you, or you should even be looking for a serious relationship right now, man. You should like go to the jailhouse and just like get your nigga on the phone and just tell him like, hey, I'm breaking up with you, okay? And you should probably move, cause that when he comes out probably in 5 years, maybe if it's two, if it's like a little small petty crime, I'm not gonna be having that baby boy scenario where I see a nigga in my house, you know I'm not gonna have that scene where I see a nigga in my house, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? That I'm not gonna have that. So she like later talked, she was later acting like, oh well, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. It doesn't define me. And I'm like, yes, the hell it does. What benefits me from dating a woman who is into those weak-minded guys who can just flash a gun or some bling and act like he doing something productive? You still dealing with bonehead thugs who just want to be wildin' and carrying on, and yet you just wistfully neglect uh dudes who are on point. And she lives in Houston, so she has like no excuse, man. There's plenty of brothers doing fairly well in Houston. And you telling me you couldn't even look at your so-called lane's direction. You couldn't look at their direction. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. And I say like, man, it's very important to like to understand like a girl's dating record. Let me stop jumbling my words. Study a girl's dating record, man. The minute I find out a chick's dating thugs, dudes going to jail, that's an instant cutoff. I ain't got no shit or time for that. Nothing cuts a female off when she has the following: kids, um, record. I don't even like these chicks that have like juvie records and doing all kind of rah rah shit. Another thing, guys they date, if they're thugs, you know, or even those type of females that have like a promiscuous past. It's one thing where you're dealing with like a promiscuous girl, from high school, you know. But man, that's bad. But man, it gets worse when you find out, you're you're talking to a female and you're talking about her sex life and shit like that, and she comes to tell you that when she was 14, she was dealing with a dude who was in his 30s, and then she has it, and then you look at her funny, and she's like, "What? That's normal. Like, I'm into those more mature guys." And then it's like, girl, shut the fuck up. You're not dating no 32-year-old CEO of a company, or some dude who's making who has a white collar job making like more than 50K. You're dealing with some 32-year-old street dude club promoter. Don't play me like you're trying to date these more mature guys. Just shut up. You know. And even if a so-called more mature guy wouldn't even be dealing with you in the first place, unless he's just really desperate, or he isn't getting any ass. But even if most of those guys are smart enough not to deal with girls way underage, ridiculously underage, or underage at all. These females dating records, oh man, they're horrible. I can't even really put them in like a descending order because each one is just so bad. It can just really numb your skull. When you find that there's girls who are just so fucked up in the dating game. You know, I just really hate dealing with women, and then you find out they were like, man, they just been ran through. Shit. I don't know what it's gonna take for girls to get their game up and stop being promiscuous or whatever. I don't know what it's gonna take, but they're gonna reach a point to where a lot of the guys they're gonna meet have like no record, nothing bad. They didn't do anything bad, or you know their record is very light. The body count's a little low, and they're gonna run into these type of dudes, and these females are just gonna be looking really stupid when they come up to a dude and be like, "Well, I have 6 tattoos. Um, I have 6 tattoos, 2 kids. Never been married. Engaged 3 times. Um, I've been to jail. 4 times. I'm addicted to meth." And, a lot of these females are shooting themselves in the foot. And, they keep having that, I don't give a fuck mentality. But, they're going to wonder why they're lonely and 40 at the same time. They're going to wonder that. They're going to wonder what's going on. And why dudes ain't wifing them up, you know. I don't know what it's going to take for black women to date better. And the sad thing about it is when black women date better, they date white, or non-black, That's better, You know, I hate that shit. If you want to, black women will come up with this shit of like saying, you know, have, dating interracially opens options, it opens more doors. Why don't you just stop dating the bonehead niggas? Stop looking at these thugs, who are, these boneheaded thugs, and look at the so-called black lames, or, the black men who are doing something productive with their life. I remember like months ago when Sarge had that his last beef with Crystal and Karazine, and I was talking to some female about black intellectuals. This black girl, she was making it seem like black men are idiots and they do not value learning. I was like, bullshit, bullshit. All these black men in college, and yet you're telling me niggas ain't giving a damn about the education? Do you know like the grade point average just to be in a fraternity or sorority? A lot of these niggas ain't got their head on straight, but man, it does take a lot of effort and a lot of money to stay into those organizations. So I will have to give black Greeks some credit, you know. And plus, you have black men. I know a lot of black men who are in college and they're doing some good ass shit. I have a friend named Chris, and I'm working with him, and he gave me a job, and mentoring kids how to work electronics. So you can miss me with this bullshit of niggas are, dumb as shit. They don't value education like whites. Whites don't give a damn about education. They just give a damn about white privilege. You know, they think that their opinions are facts. That's basically what it is. You want to act like, oh, well, my opinions are facts. Now, scholarly, write it down and let this become a theory. And now, you have to study their beliefs as if they get this shit right. As if they know what the fuck they're talking about. You know, that's crazy. I wonder if I'm talking too loud. But I don't really care too much about it. But that's the thing that, like, pisses me off. And another point, with with black women and their poor dating habits is that, like, why do some of y'all females date so early? Like, I don't even understand that shit. I don't understand, like, if you have like play boyfriends and you just playing around, just some guy to talk to. But it literally kills me when you have a girl who's in like a serious ass relationship and she's like 12. I'm like, what? She's 12 years old, but she's dating a nigga that's 14 or 16, because her body is matured and whatnot. Man, females, you keep dating those street dudes, you keep dating dudes who are, making you look bad and devaluing you, and you're gonna be running into guys like me who are just gonna be saying like, fuck that, I ain't dealing with you, I ain't wifing you up. Some of us dudes might use you for like some, for casual sex, or just to go on a date or outing because we're bored, but we're not gonna fuck with you like that. That's just real talk. I may be having a hard time in the dating game, but the thing is that I'm not gonna devalue myself or be with a female who's just making dumbass decisions, and then she has the nerve to tell me, "Oh, I I don't deserve to be judged." The fuck you do? I mean, you need to take some accountability. Shit. You know, that's just some clumsy shit. That's just some dumbass shit. Like, you dating a dude and a nigga go to jail. I'm like, I'm gonna like text her today. I'm waiting for her reply because I'm dying to know what her nigga went to jail for. But it's not like one of those cases where like black men are being wrongfully put in prison because of racist cops. She admitted to me that this dude was a thug, and this dude didn't have really shit going on with his life. So I'm kind of interested on like what's going on with this dude, and, like what he did and what he's into. I can bet he's the typical type of nigga, probably a SoundCloud rapper, trying to drop mixtapes and shit. You could probably you probably catch him, you know, selling his mixtapes at little Boosie concerts and NBA games and shit like that. You know, nigga bomb rushes you in the stalls and saying like, hey man, hey, listen to my mixtape. I'm glad and grateful that I have a good track record because females can't look at me bad and be like, oh, you know, that reason right there is a reason I can't date you. Like most of the times, a female may not, may, throw me off to the side is because I'm not Christian. And usually that's like the only reason why a female couldn't, date me, or can't be in a committed relationship with. That's like the only reason. And that's like the only reason. But the thing is, I'm not, and that's the only reason. But I don't have like any other bad shit going on. I'm not, have an extensive juvie record. I'm working. I have shit going on, and so they can't, brush me off. I don't have kids. I don't have drama. And usually females just be like looking for dudes who don't even have drama. So I'm like, shit, I never had drama. I never had issues with shit. I never really been into fights. And so I'm really a class act, I'm really, I guess number one in the category when it comes to paper. But a lot of females aren't seriously looking for those type of dudes. They ain't looking for like those A type dudes, those top notch, perfect, perfect in every way type of dudes. They don't want dudes like that. They like the drama. They like the fuck ups. They like living, the hip hop, world star hip hop, loving hip hop lifestyle. They love that. So usually guys like me have hard times, finding somebody. But hey, at the end of the day, these females are just gonna be looking to us for help and asking us to wife them up and to neglect their stupidity. Oh, don't mind me. That was in the past. Oh, fuck you. It doesn't take uh, a smart ass to know not to date the majority of the men that you dated in high school and even now. You know, don't give me the bullshit that you was in love with Jamal and you try to be the better person to understand him. Yeah, shut up. I ain't trying to give a damn. You shouldn't have had a kid by him, but yet you still want to bullshit yourself that he's gonna take care of me. You know he's gonna magically find a job and he's gonna magically be right. You know, good luck with that. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I ain't trying to get in your way. I really thought females were done with these thugs, but they still want to play around. But shit. But food stamps and all that shit, that's gonna get cut off. So that might be a strong enough boost for black women to stop dating these boneheads. But that's gonna be like another video within itself because yeah, that's gonna be another video within itself. I'm about to crash and do something, but y'all black women are too much for me. But Y'all are still my number one choice, but I'm just expecting some class or some dignity, man. Y'all, so most of y'all have too many factors that make you undesirable within a heartbeat. Just the minute of hearing, dumb shit like, I've dated multiple thugs, I have multiple tattoos, then you don't want to lose weight, or you can't take a criticism. That's just an instant turn off for me, man. Nobody is beyond approach. That's all I have to say.